Hello, my name is Lindsay Cowden. I work at Connections Family Wellness, which is a mental health clinic in South Jordan and Logan, and I will be explaining how to prepare and implement the Chart Moves intervention in your classroom. So this type of intervention is for group behaviors. And with the Chart Moves intervention, the classroom moves ahead on a reinforcement chart as they display appropriate pre-specified behaviors until they reach the end of the chart to receive a grand prize. And the benefit of this intervention is that the classroom can receive smaller surprise rewards as they work towards a grand prize, which can help maintain their attention and motivation. Okay, and this intervention is appropriate for all elementary aged children. To prepare the chart moves and classroom intervention, the teacher will first decide when to schedule the intervention. So this intervention should be implemented daily, but can be done more than once per day. But choose a time to implement the intervention when behaviors are most challenging. So for example, during a daily 40-minute math lesson. Then define the target and replacement behaviors. So define the target problematic behaviors to be reduced, such as talking during instruction, being out of their seat, things like that. Then match each problem behavior with an appropriate replacement behavior, such as raising hand before talking, sitting up straight and facing the teacher, things like that. Then make a poster of replacement behaviors. So write the replacement behaviors on a poster and place it in the classroom where all students can see it to remind them of what behaviors are appropriate and expected. Okay, then calculate a behavior cutoff. So the classroom gets to move ahead on the reinforcement chart in the session every time the total number of problem behaviors falls below the teacher-defined cutoff number. So to determine a realistic cutoff, collect baseline data by tallying across 2 to 3 days the number of problem behaviors observed during the time of the day when the intervention is scheduled and create a daily average. Then cut the average baseline number in half to come up with a realistic cutoff number. So for example, a teacher who intends to schedule the intervention during a daily 40-minute math lesson collects baseline data during this time over 2 to 3 days and discovers that the class on average displays 10 problem behaviors during this lesson every day. The teacher then cuts this average number in half and uses 5 as the cutoff value. Then create a reward chart. So decide on a grand reward that the classroom will be rewarded with when the classroom reaches the end of the chart. So for example, a classroom party, free time, an extra recess, a classroom outdoor game, or a classroom movie, things like that. Then use a path with blank squares like the one shown to the right to create a reward chart for the intervention. Okay, and a blank squared path like the one that you can see on the right can be downloaded for you to use to create your own reward chart. And on one end of the path, write start, and on the other end of the path, write what the grand prize will be when the classroom reaches the end of the path. Okay, and also decide on a few special designated award squares where the classroom can earn a smaller reward, like a piece of candy or 5 minutes of extra recess, or whatever motivates your class. Okay, and using changeable markers, use the clear marker to mark the few special designated award squares with some type of image, like a smiley face. And when the students color in these special award squares with a colored marker, the image will appear, indicating that they can earn a smaller reward that day. Okay, this allows the class to sporadically get small rewards as they work towards the larger reward, which can help them maintain their interest and motivation. Okay, then place the reward chart somewhere in the classroom where it is visible to all students. To implement the Chart Moves intervention, the teacher will announce the Chart Moves game, so announce to the students that the intervention is in effect and point to the poster of replacement behaviors to remind students what behaviors are expected. Then record the target problem behaviors. So during the intervention session, keep a running tally of problem behaviors by tallying each time the problem behavior is observed using a pen and paper. Then announce the final total number of observed problem behaviors. So at the end of the intervention session, announce to the class the final total number of observed problem behaviors and whether or not the total exceeds the predetermined cutoff number. Then provide feedback, reward, and/or encouragement. So provide one of the appropriate responses. So if the total number of problem behaviors falls below the cutoff number, allow one of the students to color in a square on the reward chart. If the square lights up with an image, like a smiley face, indicating a special award, provide the class with the smaller predetermined reward as soon as possible. If the total number of problem behaviors exceeds the cutoff number, review the expected replacement behaviors and encourage the students to improve their performance next time. Okay, then provide the grand reward. So when the classroom successfully colors in all of the spots on the reward chart, ensure that you reward the students with the predetermined grand reward as soon as possible. Okay, now fading out the intervention. So fading out the intervention is important because it helps the desired behaviors to become a natural part of the students' lives so that the behaviors do not become dependent on receiving a reward. So after the chart moves intervention has been used for several weeks and has proven to effectively improve classroom behaviors, begin to fade the intervention by lowering the behavior cutoff from 50% of the baseline levels or the pre-intervention levels to 40%, then 30%, and so on. Okay, and something that's really important that I want to point out is that while fading the intervention, continue to consistently acknowledge and praise the class when they perform the targeted behaviors to ensure that the behaviors are locked in. Okay, and thank you so much for joining me for this video, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.